You've probably done it before. New year, new month, new version of you. I'm going to change everything. Wake up early, work out daily, eat clean, read more, fix your life completely. Big goals, big promises, big energy. But wait. Here's the problem. It never lasts. Not because you are lazy, but because it was too big, too fast. You start strong on day 1. You feel unstoppable. Day 2 feels harder. Day 3, something breaks, and suddenly you stop. Then comes the guilt. I failed again. But you didn't fail. Your system did. Because change doesn't collapse from lack of motivation. It collapses from overload. Now imagine something different. Instead of changing everything, you change one tiny thing. One glass of water, one push-up, one page of a book. That's it. Sounds too small, right? But this is where everything changes. Because your brain doesn't trust big promises, but it trusts repetition. And here's something most people never understand. Grand resolutions excite you, but micro habits rewire you. One creates emotion, the other creates identity. You don't become fit by deciding once. You become fit by repeating small actions again and again and again, even when it feels meaningless, because your brain is watching what you do, not what you plan. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation. You don't debate it. You just do it. That's a habit. Now imagine your goals working like that. Automatic, effortless, natural. But most people do the opposite. They chase transformation instead of automation. They wait to feel ready. But readiness is a trap because motivation is not stable. It comes like fire, then disappears just as fast. So if your system depends on motivation, you will always restart, again and again. But micro habits don't depend on motivation. They don't ask for permission. They just happen. Even on bad days, even on tired days, even on days when you feel like doing nothing. And slowly, something begins to change. You start seeing yourself differently. I am someone who reads. I am someone who moves. I am someone who shows up. Not because you said it, but because you did it. Here's where it gets deeper. Grand resolutions feel powerful, but they create pressure. And pressure breaks systems. You miss one day, and suddenly it feels like everything is ruined. So you quit. Not because you stopped caring, but because it became too heavy to carry. But micro habits remove that weight completely. Missing one small action doesn't break anything. You just continue. No guilt, no restart, no emotional collapse, just continuation. And continuation is where real change lives. But there's another secret most people miss. Small actions don't stay small forever. They compound. One push-up becomes 10. One page becomes a book. One walk becomes a lifestyle. Not instantly, but inevitably. Because repetition builds identity, and identity builds results. Here's the real truth. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. So the question is not what you want to achieve. The question is what you repeat every day without thinking. Because that is your real life. And this explains why most people stay stuck. They aim high, but live low. Big dreams, weak systems, and the system always wins. But micro habits flip that completely. They strengthen your system first, so success becomes automatic later. No forcing, no pressure, no burnout, just slow, invisible progress. But wait, here's the twist. Big change was never supposed to feel big. It was supposed to feel small, repeated, almost boring. Because your brain doesn't change in moments of inspiration. It changes in moments of repetition. And here's the deeper truth. You are not failing because your goals are wrong. You are struggling because your actions are too large to sustain. So, how do you fix it? Not by doing everything, but by doing something so small you can't fail. One action, 1 minute, one repetition, and then again tomorrow, and the day after. Because success is not built in leaps, it is built in layers. And every small action is a layer, stacked slowly, quietly, consistently, until one day you look back and everything is different. Not because of one big decision, but because of thousands of small ones you didn't even notice. That is the real power of micro habits. They don't change your life overnight. They change who you are while you are not looking. So the real question is not how do I become successful? The real question is what kind of person am I becoming through what I repeat every day? Because grand resolutions make you feel powerful for a moment, but micro habits make you powerful for life. And maybe the life you want is not as far as you think. Maybe it's just one small action